All right, welcome back, everybody. We're happy to be here with you from the CanJam 2025 SoCal showroom floor. We are here live right now with Phil from Yamaha USA, and welcome, sir. It's good to have you on the show.
No, it's great being here.
Yeah, you guys are a great partner of ours, and we really love Yamaha products. And I was telling you earlier before we started recording that the first surround sound receiver that I bought with my hard-earned money at a young age was a Yamaha, and I just fell in love with that thing. And I've ever since been a Yamaha fan. So
there's a lot of stories like that.
There is, right? Yeah, you gotta believe there's a ton of people that feel the same way. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what got you into the audio world and working with Yamaha? And
well, I started in '84 was my first year, and I was on the tech side. So they hired me into the tech side. So we used to train people how to work on the products. And there's a lot of repair work back in the 80s.
Yeah,
so
sure.
It's we had a network, and I just like gear and playing with stuff, and then finding out that every 6 months there's a new technology coming down the pipe.
Right.
I 40 years at the same company. How could you do that? And it's like, no, it's like every 3 weeks there's something new.
Yeah.
There's a new technology you've got to learn about. There's new hardware. There's new techniques. So it's
Right.
it's fun. I'm in no hurry.
well, and when you find a place that feels like home and you enjoy, there's no sense in doing anything different. And it's a great company, so it's a win-win all the way around. So obviously, if you follow our YouTube channel, you saw that I recently put out a video of 2 pre-production headphones that are brand new from Yamaha. I think the YH-C3000 is now officially a production model here
Correct.
at the showroom floor. So listeners at CanJam right now are getting to hear the actual final production version. And then the YH-4000, that won't be until October we'll have a production release or something along those lines. I just absolutely loved the YH-4000. I don't know. I think that came across in my video how I felt about the YH-4000 as a YH-5000 owner. I really am just a big fan of that headphone. So kudos to you guys. Excellent job. And I see that you have some really cool stuff over here that shows some of the components of the headphones. Here, let me see the actual headphone, the YH. I'll hold that up while you maybe show off some of that stuff.
4000 right there.
So here's the beauty all put together, looking gorgeous. What I love about this headphone too, and actually the YH-5000, it is so comfortable.
Yeah.
Like I've listened to, obviously working with the Source, so many different headphones from so many different manufacturers. Right. And one of the most important things to me as a listener is not having something uncomfortable on my head, because that allows you to escape into the music. And you guys just crushed it with this design. I mean, the weight is next to nothing, 320 grams. The ear openings are perfect for my ears, The pads are always comfortable. And just the way, and the headband, the way it sits, there's never a hot spot. Even for my bald head, there's never a hot spot. So I can just wear these all day long. They're great. So so take us through and show us some of these beautiful components.
Yeah, so these are planar magnetic, we call them
orthodynamic. Yeah, absolutely.
And that comes from the 70s. We had some planar headphones, the YH1s, and the 100s, 1000s, and into the 80, 81 era, and they were really popular back then. We have a ton of young engineers in Japan that are just extremely passionate about audio. And so someone proposed, hey, let's make some premium headphones. Not Bluetooth things. Let's get
the real deal.
I mean, we used to do it. We used to be, they used to be popular. So they kind of green-lighted the project. Well, the young engineers that we have that worked on this, they were able to dig through the file cabinets, and they got the original engineering notes
from
1976.
That's amazing.
And all the steps that the engineers in the 70s went through in iterations and stuff like that.
And that's why on the 5000 it says 1976 on the headphone, right? I remember that because for my pair, yes. Okay, now it all clicks.
Yeah, and so it was, so actually, they're able to skip a bunch of mistakes. Because when you're engineering something from scratch, you go down this path. That sucked. Let's go back.
Absolutely.
Let's go back this way. So they're able to do that. Now, that was 45 years ago that we built those. So materials and manufacturing techniques and things like that, we're light years ahead of that. And so So I always thought that was a cool story. That
It is.
They went back to the masters.
The history and the notes, and was it actually on notepads and everything?
Oh yeah, it was all
like,
handwritten engineering ledger.
That's cool. That's so cool. You guys should photograph those and like show them somehow. Yeah, it'd be so neat, right? Just that's the photographer in me, right? I'm like immediately thinking, oh, how would I like that? That's cool. So yeah, show me a little bit about this beauty. Let's look at the 4000 and how everything looks.
So this is the actual diaphragm right here. And I don't know if you can. You can see the texture in it and stuff like that. This is completely different than what we did back in the 70s. In the 70s, we just had a spiral of copper foil, started inside, went all the way to the outside. But you can see this is broken up into segments.
So
and
cool.
Planes like that. And that was to get a nice flat plane going in and out between the magnets. So there's no ripples or...
So you got consistency basically the whole time. Yeah.
And then these things right here...
So these are the new ones that are different from the...
I don't know.
Oh no, these are the ones that are in the YH-4000s, right? So these are the...
These are the 5000 because they're black.
Black ones, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we painted them silver.
Got it. Which I love that look though too. It's cool with the black and silver. It looks really cool.
Yeah, but they're identical. But these things right here, it's just amazing amount of engineering goes into doing these filters right here because these sandwich the diaphragm like that. So basically these little perforations kind of work like a speaker cabinet. The more holes you have, the bigger, it can be equivalent to a bigger cabinet, and then the diaphragm can move more freely.
That makes
or
sense.
we put less holes in it and it kind of tightens it up so we have a little more control. So it's like
so you're shaping the sound with these basically.
Yeah, with just these little dampers.
Dampers, right? I think they're called.
Yeah, the dampers.
I always forget. I'm like, wait.
Yeah, then this is the filters.
There's your filters.
Yeah.
Yep. So you have the stainless Dutch,
plain Dutch weave
on the 5000.
On the 5000, that's this one right here. And to get to a little lower price point with the 4000s, then we go with this polyethylene plastic.
And these also change the sound though too,
Absolutely.
right? So
that vents the cabinet.
You're right, exactly.
So you got a speaker cabinet, the diaphragm is all in there, and then that works as your vent, or kind of like a port.
Yeah, sure,
on
absolutely.
A woofer. And the more air you let in there, then you get a bigger sound stage and stuff like that. And then we can tighten it up and focus it just by how much air we let out of the open back.
I'm going to put these here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I just want to make sure they don't... There you go. Cool.
Yeah, so that's the difference between the 5000 and the 4000 is just like
Do that. Point it right like that.
Yeah, it's the filters. There's a little bit of damping material that goes in the 5000s. I love headphone engineering because it's like the smallest thing.
It's like watchmaking, right? Like you do these little tweaks and
Because you go when you're listening to prototypes and stuff like that, there's one, just a little vent hole that you don't even have a drill bit in your garage. That's it has to be done with a laser or something, and then it completely changes the flavor of the color, the color of the sound. So all that stuff gets mounted. When you talk about comfort, so it's magnesium cage.
So great.
I mean, this just
it's one of
hand it to someone, it's plastic.
It's nothing. It's not, but it is metal. But it weighs nothing, and it's magnesium is extremely strong too. So that's incredible. Yeah, I've never actually taken this
taking it
apart,
out of your headphone.
or obviously I didn't take my headphone apart, but I own the 5000s, so I'm familiar with seeing these, and it's just that's part of what, like you said, it makes it just such a comfortable headphone.
Yeah. And then this is the whole driver put together right here, so it's all the sandwich pieces are, and then the magnets are right there and right there.
It looks good, and I love the touches of the silver Yamaha logo with a silver damper instead. Just like you guys brought it together really well, and then the white 3.5 millimeter base port versus the yellow on the 5000.
Yep.
These are all such tasteful choices to really give a different vibe.
In the last 10 years, we really take design seriously. We have a whole design department, and it's for everything. Anything that we make, whether it's a headphone or an AV receiver or a stereo receiver, a lot of thought goes into the actual design and the aesthetics of the product. And
absolutely,
something like the headphone right here, this is like the dream job for the
Yeah.
designers, because it's like a
gonna be worn.
three-dimensional thing.
And it's worn by
Yeah.
somebody, so it's almost like an extension of somebody's personal style too.
Yeah, just like you said, orthodynamic, established.
1976.
right there.
I knew there was the establishment, but I never had heard that story before, which is really cool.
Yeah, so that's that. Oh, they're made in our in Japan, and they're made in our Kakigawa plant, and that's like a half hour from Hamamatsu, which is the headquarters for Yamaha. But that plant is where our grand pianos are made.
Right.
Our handmade guitars are made there. Our top line acoustic guys and electrics are made at that factory. Our hi-fi gear, the 5000 series, so some of our two-channel high-end audio is all made there. Our turntables are made there.
We got to get that amp for review. The
big one, the separate.
Yeah, the big one with the beautiful VU meters on it. I need to film that and listen to that at home.
Yeah, that films really well.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Those meters were.
They're so they're so pretty. I've only seen them in pictures, but yeah.
But that plant, when we go, we go back there for business meetings, once a year or something like that. And if there's new people in the group, then we'll take them out, see the piano. Everyone's got to see the piano, grand piano getting made. But now there's so many other things that are being built there. Over the years, everything. When I started, everything was made in Japan. Well, then the dollar-yen thing fluctuated a ton, so then we bought an Indonesia plant because that in Indonesia and Malaysia, and that tended to track the U.S. dollar, so we could put a product out. And then more recently, we go, let's get some of the stuff back in Japan and use the made in Japan quality, branding to our advantage.
Well, and it is. I mean, the camera we're filming on now is made in Japan, and most of the nice photography and cinematography equipment I have is made in Japan, and it lasts forever. So, and it's well made. So
it does last forever, because I do have a set of YH-1s at my house. I pulled them out when I heard we were doing this.
They're still kicking. I love it.
Yeah, they're still kicking. They're when I knew we were going to make these, I dug them out of they were in the garage in a box, of course, and I pulled it out. Like, oh man, look at this, cool. This would be neat to have these. I take it into the office and I plug it in and listen to it. And
you're like, it's not up to snuff anymore. No, you're like, well, now modern technology though has changed too.
Yeah. We didn't have magnesium back then.
So it's a different game. So these headphones, so for those of you out there that are unfamiliar with maybe the YH-4000 SE, that is a special edition flagship headphone. It retails in the US for just shy of $5,000, and it includes two very premium cables, 2-meter cables that are just hand braided and just silver coated beautifully, and they're some of the best made cables I've actually used in my house.
Nice.
And then you also get a headphone stand, and it's a premium package.
2 sets of ear pads?
Yeah, 2 sets of ear pads. Yep, you got the Torre Ultra Suede, and then the all leather vent. What do you call it? Perforated. Thank you. So that is a sweet package, and those headphones, I own them. I love them. They're fantastic for me. I listen to a lot of classical, jazz, orchestral, instrumental, a lot of ambient electronic music, even some techno. I mean, they're very, very good. These are amazing as well, but these also play really well with genres that are like metal, that maybe not always are recorded well, right? In some cases are alternative, like from the 90s, like you think like even something like Nirvana or something that Pearl Jam was pretty good, but there's other bands in that genre, in that area that maybe didn't always have the best production or recording, so they sound a little smoother on the top end, and they have really a nice mid-range to them that can really just play with any genre of music.
I think the bottom end is a little fuller too.
And it is, it is a little richer in the bass, which is, very nice if you like electronic or modern pop music. So for me, they're just an absolute home run. I love them, obviously. So let's look at your next headphone, though, that you guys came out with. We'll trade you.
It's over here.
So the next one is a closeback, and this is the YH-C3000. And if anybody has any questions in the chat, feel free to just jump on into the YouTube chat and just type it in, and I'll field it live for you as best as we can. So just a heads up if you guys have any questions. It's not every day you get direct access to Yamaha and Phil, so take advantage of that if you have any questions. Here, let's turn it this way so it doesn't.
Yeah, see if you can get that in the shot.
There we go. Let's go like that. See
Oh,
these mics. These mics also they
Nice
double as a
headphone
headphone stand.
There we go. It's shiny.
Such a pretty finish on these. I mean, they were. I'm not gonna lie, they were hard to film. So like, if you noticed in the review video, I had to like close all the windows,
Yeah.
shut off all the lights, and I had to like improvise with colored lighting to really kind of show them off. Because if not, they pick up so much reflections.
It's a huge. This is actually not as shiny as we can make these.
Yeah, you can go deeper. Piano
We can
black, right?
go. It's not a piano finish.
Okay.
You'd be surprised. It's a gloss black.
Gloss black. Okay.
The piano finish is a polystyrene.
Okay.
It's a much thicker coat.
Yes.
And so that was actually deadening the wood.
Interesting, because you can see a little bit of the wood
Yeah.
through it. Yeah, that makes much sense.
So it's a stain. It's a black stain.
Okay.
Then a gloss. Then a buff. Black stain, gloss, buff. We do that 5 times.
And it's beech wood,
And
right?
It's
Correct.
beech wood. We tried. This is made at Yamaha Music Akita.
Okay.
It's in northern Japan, and it's a woodworking. It's Yamaha woodworking. Clarinet barrels and stuff like
Okay,
that.
cool.
Musical instruments. So Yamaha is the only manufacturer with wood ear cups that built in their own factory.
Right.
But what that gave us the ability to do. So this is a German beech. This is a wood that we use in our grand pianos, actually for the piano legs. There's properties in it that
Sure.
it
Help
beech-
with reverberation.
yeah,
dissipation.
normally soundboards are all well, the backs are maple and rosewood and spruce tops on the guitars and the pianos and stuff like that. What we did is we made every type of tone wood you could think of that we use for musical instruments. We made these ear cups out of it. This is what they look like right here. It's just a machined cup. But we're actually able to try all these different types of wood and listen to them and pick out the right one. And the German beech was
the best fit.
The best one.
And then there's a new Armo driver, right? So
Dynamic.
that's it. Yeah. So talk to us about the new driver.
Okay, so this is something we use a material called Xylon in our speakers for the last 6 years now. We came out with several different models of it. Xylon is a man-made fiber.
Okay.
It's like 1.5 millimeter cord can lift a ton. So it's like super
strong.
Super strong. Super light. And what we found that it has very similar sonic signature as beryllium. Yamaha we made beryllium domes and mid-ranges in the 70s and going into the 80s. But with speakers, there's some problems with it because you can't make a beryllium woofer.
Right.
It's too fragile, and they would just shatter. So the mids and the tweets. So then you had to use a different material for that. But with Xylon, we found out we could scale it up, and we could do mid, and tweet, and woofer all the same material. So you got the same voicing. We love the properties of Xylon. So we knew we wanted to do this with a diaphragm, and so they just formed up a Xylon thing, and it's very stiff. It has some good loss, good internal loss, so it doesn't resonate or anything like that. But to get it as stiff as we wanted, it actually got kind of thick. So it got a little bit heavy. So then you start losing dynamics. Everything's got to kind of balance in there.
Right.
So what the engineers did is this is a 3-layer diaphragm. So the paper part that's in there, it's 2 real thin layers of Xylon and pulp, in wood pulp. 2 thin layers that are sandwiching a foam. It's a it's got a name to it.
Foam core.
It's a foam core that's in there.
Yep.
So that dampens everything. So we have the stiffness of the Xylon on the top and bottom. We got the foam in the middle, so that will keep everything from resonating or anything like that. So it's just a very creative and clever way of implementing the Xylon into the closed back headphones.
And then that other piece is the whole driver together?
Yeah, and this is the whole driver right here.
That's cool.
It's kind of all put together. I don't know if you can. There's holes that are all drilled underneath this.
Oh yeah, I can
vent
see
plate
it.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was all
Sealed.
Yeah, that's all sealed and that's in there. So that was all carefully done.
That's pretty cool. You guys can check that out. That's cool.
Yeah, no, these headphones too. They have the same kind of double strap.
Oh, the headband's great.
Yeah, the
So
headband
good.
is
Yeah,
really comfortable.
so
just,
good.
You just slide it down. It's
And they're not,
stepless
and they're light too. They're only like 10 grams more, so
10 grams
330
more, yeah.
grams. So I
330
mean,
grams,
yeah, the weight is great. And these are now pre-production available. They're actually available for purchase now.
Yep.
Plug for the Source AV design. We do have these for sale right now on our website, and I believe we are taking pre-orders for the 4000, but those ones are going to be, like we said, in October. So tell me about the story behind maybe why these two headphones now, right? Because we know the story behind the YH-4000 and where that originated from, and bringing back the orthodynamic. And so now, what is the story behind these two new headphones?
Well, I think it's hi-fi all together with Yamaha. So all the hi-fi products that we've been coming out with in the last 7 years, from 2-channel speakers, integrated 2-channel stereo receivers, the RN series. We just want to get back to our roots. This is where we started,
right?
And then during the 90s, 2000, the little thing like home theater kind of
it took over. Home theater took over
everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And so if you have so many resources, do you put them on what you're going to sell 100,000 of, or you put it on something you're going to,
Yeah, absolutely.
It was just the economics.
It's a business choice.
Yeah, it was the economics of the time. And I think many of us in this industry, manufacturer-wise, kind of got sidetracked a little bit. Well, back in 2010, so 15 years ago, we made a conscious effort to let's get back into hi-fi. Let's get back into music.
That's great.
And the engineers love that.
Oh,
because half our engineers are musicians. They'll come in and they play stuff.
Or audiophiles.
Yeah, they're definitely all
Audiophiles,
audiophiles. Yeah, for sure. And that's there's not one of them there that doesn't. I mean, when you're 10 hours a day, you're listening to stuff, you're moving a wire to the left, to the right, you're changing one resistor, and you have to listen to it and determine which is best. So that was just part of the whole Yamaha thing. Is let's get back into the 2-channel. We can do this. We're good at this, and we came up with lots of patents, developing that hi-fi product, and we didn't rush into it. When we went into that 5000 series, the separates, that was a 7-year process.
Yeah.
And the fun part about that is it's a flagship product, and when the engineers get chosen to be on the flagship product team,
it's probably such an honor.
Oh, it is, because they don't have a budget.
Yep.
They don't say, okay, make the best thing you can for under this price point. It's
they just want the best.
Make the best thing you can. And Yamaha has done this ever since I've been there. It's like every 10 years they'll find some project and they just go bananas on it, spend tons of money, and then watch it trickle down. It might be 10 or 15 years and we're still trickling it down. And that's what happened with the 5000 series. And that went into a line of integrateds. And then the 3 integrateds, they dropped into a line of network receivers, stereo receivers. Well, we don't have one here, but we also have a headphone amp that goes with these.
Pairs so well with these, yeah.
And that uses the same patented amplifier design that we developed for the 5000 series, the floating and balanced amplifier design. So you do something over here and it ends up going all throughout.
Spreading.
The speakers, we use Xylon speakers. Well, now that's in headphones. So all the development we did, starting in 2015 to now is
all part of it. All part of the virtuous cycle and learning of everything. And then so the tuning wise is obviously different sounds. So with the 4000, for instance, when they went to make that headphone, did they say, okay, so we have this sound with the YH-4000s. What was their thoughts behind how they tuned and crafted it to formulate a very unique in sound?
Yes,
because there was a lot of times like, I just know, because I've been doing YouTube for a long time now, and I just know that these are the questions going to come up. Oh, I'll just swap the pads and this on that, or I'll do. You can't. It doesn't change the sound.
You can swap the pads, but it's not going to.
But it's not going to make it. The 4000 doesn't become a 5000 or vice versa
Right.
if you swap the pads. There's way more going on than that. So what was their thought on how they were going to, make this sound of the 4000?
Well, we know that the 5000, for orchestra music and jazz music, we knew that was its strength.
Yes.
So if you're coming in to try to build a family out, you don't
Yes.
want a cookie cutter,
Totally.
cheaper version. So
Yep.
we need to expand the audience or the genres
Yeah.
of music, and that's where the voicing for the 4000 came in. It's a little more focused.
Yes.
Not quite as open. The detail is there, and the frequency
Very
response
detailed.
is
Very detailed. Yeah, and it just plays well with everything. And so, what about with this one? What were their thoughts on this one, on the C3000?
Well, we want to get a good closeback.
Yeah,
To
start with a good closeback.
Yeah, get that in there, and then using the woodworking and doing that, developing the new driver for this, and then so the voicing for that, and it's a different customer altogether, because this is an $1,800 piece.
Totally. So it's
versus
a different
25.
segment.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now we can appeal to more people, and and then we think. We also want the isolation of a closed back.
Totally.
So some people want the convenience, need the convenience of
Absolutely.
that right there. So
Working in the office or just at home and doesn't want to disturb their significant other. Do you think we'll ever, and you don't have to answer this, I'm going to put you on the spot, but you don't have to. Do you think we'll ever see a closed back orthodynamic maybe one day in the future?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so, because I'm not sure. I don't know.
Who knows?
I'll talk to him and
Now,
say, hey,
now I
you
just
got
said it,
something
and you
else.
never know. Yeah, I mean, it's just I am just the curious person in me. Would love to hear the tuning of the 4000 in a closed back. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just me being an audio lover, So it's so cool. So there's something magical about the orthodynamic driver. There just truly is. I've listened to a ton of planar magnetic headphones, and generally I prefer planar magnetic in most cases to dynamic. Not always, but then there's something really just special about the orthodynamic and the way it sounds. It's pretty magical.
Yeah, and then this version of it, especially, is the time that they took to change the shape. That's one thing. When you're doing stuff like this, when you're doing a circuit board, it's pretty easy because you can do the CAD drawings and all that stuff, and you can put.
Let me hold that up for the viewers.
Yeah, hold that up. And you can easily change components on a circuit board or an amplifier or something like that and figure out which one sounds best. When we're doing mechanical things like a diaphragm like that, you can't whip up 5 prototypes of that are all slightly different in an afternoon and then just slap them in and lick.
There's so much detail in this.
That's
it's hard for you guys to see it on the live stream, but if I turn it just the right way, you can see that there's just so much intricacy in this design.
Yeah, and that's, I don't know how many iterations of that driver right there,
So
that
cool.
diaphragm, to end up where they came back from. If it's reinforced in different places, then you get resonance in there and things like that, and you get surprised.
So you'd have to, if they made it closed back, you'd have to go back to the drawing board and change
it'd be
the whole
something
thing.
completely different.
It would be a whole nother project.
And I'm not even sure closed back it would planar
would work as well.
Because it's so much of it is the balance of the air, the back pressure.
It is.
Unless that maybe you had a big giant.
You never know. Yeah, you never know. This is so cool, though. There we go. I'll give that back to you. Let me see. So does anybody have any questions? Hey, we got a question. Okay, we got a question. So hold on one second. Let me. Okay, so Zeramo1 says, will Yamaha publish measurement curves for these and the SE? And that's also, I have to apologize, I don't do measurements on headphones. We've never really been big about that at the Source AV, although I know there's a lot of people on YouTube that do measurements.
Yes.
So that's just not something we do at the Source, but do you think you guys will ever publish measurements? Probably not. So eventually, though,
you got the
somebody
major.
will. Somebody will measure them
specs.
eventually.
Yeah, they will get measured.
Yeah. Like even, I wonder, maybe even Jude one day would probably measure them from Head-Fi or CanJam.
Yeah.
So there's always that potential. That's a great question, by the way. Thank you for asking that. Let's see. So what's next for Yamaha? What do you think? The continued path down to the hi-fi, continuing to focus on that?
Yeah, so everything is, we have the hi-fi built out right now.
Yeah.
So now it's just generational stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe later on. Nothing in the near term right now.
Yeah, well, this is big. You just
yeah,
had two
this
big
is all-
ones.
Yeah. So this right here. So I think it's just continue on and stay the course.
Yeah.
And stay with this hi-fi. Yeah, home theater is always going to be with us. I mean, that's that's what keeps the lights on. To
Absolutely.
Be
Well,
honest with you.
we all love home theater too. It's not that we don't love it. It's just we also love music, and we're happy that you guys are also going that direction, back to that direction, I should say, to be more specific. So
Yeah, in my I mean, you have to have two different rooms, two different purposes, and
yep, it's true. All right. Well, let's see. We've been going for 30 minutes. This was the easiest conversation I've ever had. So
hey, we're talking stereo. so-
yeah, I mean, that was great. So if you guys don't have any other questions, we'll give it another minute or so. Let me ask you just a few. What kind of music do you like to listen to while we maybe wait for another question?
Oh, it's 70s and 80s, 70s, 60s.
Yeah.
I'm getting into certain
Classic
music.
rock and-
Yeah, I do. I play guitar. Yamaha gives guitar lessons to employees.
Oh, that's awesome. What a cool benefit.
And so it's addictive.
Yeah.
So it's just like whatever I'm learning next, and I'm working on some surf music this week and trying to learn that. And so it's kind of whatever's next. I
What was
listen
your
to a lot of different
What was
stuff.
your favorite show you ever saw? Favorite rock show or any show or
Probably
one of them?
Rush. It was probably
Rush? Yeah, cool, very cool. I love that. It's always great for me to ask because I just always like, it's just like those snippets of people's history. It's cool, it's fun. Awesome. Well, I don't think we have any other questions, and I've taken up a lot of your time,
No
Phil.
problem,
Thank you so much, and thank you for your partnership with us. We just absolutely love our partnership with Yamaha, and we appreciate you coming on and joining us for this live stream. So all of you out there, if you're watching this live right now, or if you're watching this later, keep checking back into CanJam SoCal 2025 Impressions thread. As we live stream today and tomorrow, I'll be dropping links to those videos there. I generally will put them up about 10 minutes before we're going to go live. So if you happen to be looking and watching that thread, you'll see, what's coming up next. So stay tuned with us, keep on hanging with us, and if you want to talk to anybody else or have any manufacturers or makers that you're interested in hearing from, please drop us a comment in that thread as well. Respond to my posts. I'm on there. My name is MR Hi-Fi Reviews on HeadFi, and we look forward to seeing you guys soon, and thanks again. All right, we'll see you guys soon.